great show earlier. Make sure to go back and listen to that. Great call-ins. I love hearing Cool Sale on the line breaking down whatever he be breaking down with his jokes. Reddercat says, trust me, as a Spurs fan, I am laughing to stop from crying. A-Trap would never laugh at someone. I don't think so unless someone has seen my meme. Giannis versus Kawhi is going to be a great matchup, says Courtney Harden. Not going to be easy series for the Bucks. Don't be surprised if it goes 7. You can't stop him. Gotta force him to beat y'all by himself, says Big Mo. And also, you have to force him to not go to the hole, which is hard to do. If you keep him on the perimeter and have him shooting threes, which he's improved at, which Giannis can do that, but if you had him doing that all game, more than likely he's not going to be as successful. But there's just no one on Toronto's squad. I would say there's got to be a handful of people maybe in the league that can guard Giannis. Because both supporting casts are suspects, says the greatest. And you do have a good point there. Now, Brogdon, with Brogdon coming back, he has been solid all year long. I think he's going to give them some valuable minutes. Middleton too. Middleton, gives you 20 a night. Mirotic, the Bucks starting 5 is well above average. Brook Lopez, though, someone needs to tell Brook Lopez. Somebody send Brook Lopez a fax, an email, a text message, and tell him that you do not have the green light to shoot threes. I don't know who told you that, and whoever did tell you that, I'm telling you to not do that. You went 0 for 7 the last game. Leave that to Eric Bledsoe. Leave that to Chris Middleton. Leave that to Mirotic. Leave that to George Hill. But going into this next series, somebody needs to whisper in his ear or tell him out loud that you are not a three-point shooter. I don't care. He's been working on it all summer. I don't care. You should not be at the perimeter every day just shooting threes. So that's going to be, I think, a great series. Bucks, Raptors. Series starts on Wednesday. George Hill is a game changer, says Steve Rocket. You're right. It could go one or two ways with him too. Could go one or two ways, but he's been average during the playoffs. All right, so the other Game 7 that we had on Sunday was the Blazers and the Nuggets. The Blazers get the job done, 196. Portland's first Western Conference Finals since 2000. Since 2000. That's a good minute. We're talking about 19 years here. We're talking about 19 years. But Portland 100% deserves this. Not only does Portland deserve it, but Dame Lillard deserves this opportunity to go up against the juggernaut of the Warriors. He's been loyal to Portland. LaMarcus Aldridge leaves. Yeah, it's him, CJ McCollum, and I think a very nice supporting cast, and that's what has helped them. That's what has helped them in these playoffs. But, after the game, Dame was running off the court, gets a little teary-eyed. I mean, that emotion right there was raw because of everything, especially in this series, but of everything that he experiences by sticking around with Portland. I think a lot of that emotion came out during that time. And here's Aminu had 3. Harkless had 6. Enes Kanter had 12. Dame had 13. CJ McCollum was the one, though, this game. He had 37. Evan Turner had 14. Nikola Jokic with 21 and 13, almost had a triple-double. And the Nuggets did not play bad. Gary Harris had 15. Jamal Murray had 17. Millsap had 10. They lost by 4. And this game was at home, which is the reason why I was leaning more towards Denver. Matter of fact, this is the best time for you to talk about your football team because the season starts. Y'all are trash. Says the greatest in reference to the Giants. Mocha says, Ben, what do you think about Steph versus Seth in the Western Conference Finals? Thank you, Mocha, for bringing that up. I was going to name the show Curry versus Corey coming soon. But I decided to name it Toronto Loves Kawhi because that kind of more fitting if you talk about the weekend. But I think that's going to be great basketball. Seth is probably going to play his best games of the entire season in this series versus his brother. So I'm extremely excited. You get to see his parents at the game. They don't have to pay for tickets to go to 2 different games. They can go to 1 game. I'm interested to see which Curry is gonna strike first. And I don't think Seth is actually a starter. But I think this is going to be fun basketball to watch. I'm interested to see which one of the parents is going to wear the Warriors jersey, which one's going to wear the Portland jersey. Or maybe they don't wear either. But that's a good problem to have if you're the parents. My pop says Embiid now realizes he has to take care of his body, and Ben Simmons need to work on the jump shot this summer for them to have a chance of winning. Great point. Somebody made a comment, I can't remember who it was, on Facebook saying Embiid was gassed. I think definitely his getting his body right. Ben Simmons needs something. I think he does need a short jumper at least. But on Friday's show, Tyon was on, and he was talking about market the Sixers around Ben Simmons' game, which I think that's a part of it too. I'm not a big fan of Brett Brown. I'm not. So I don't know what exactly is going to happen with the Sixers team. What is going to happen with Brett Brown? There was a story out there that he was going to get fired if they didn't make it to the finals. So is that going to happen? Also, rewinding back to Friday, why hasn't D'Antoni got fired yet? That's another topic. Portland hasn't been to the conference finals since Steve Smith, Pippen, Rasheed Wallace days, you right? Breaking news as I'm talking right now. Kevin Durant out for game 1. Will be sidelined. Will have the strained right calf re-evaluated on Thursday. So there you go. No KD game 1. No KD game 1. It's going to make it interesting. It all boils down to, can Toronto's supporting cast beat the Bucks supporting cast? We are talking about Kyle Lowry. Let's face it, Bucks win. I agree with you, Raider Kev. Dame time back in Oakland is going to be fun. Definitely will be. The town is going to be crazy because Dame Lillard is from Oakland. So that's going to be interesting. Seth does not start. Stop with the light skin talk, laugh out loud, says Chief. Curry's family going to wear half and half jerseys. You're probably right about that, Pops. Embiid have to stop eating all the Chick-fil-A and milkshakes. You're right about that. You are right about that. Now, what does Portland do to give them a chance to win this series? Obviously, Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are going to have to be on their game. Enes Kanter is going to have to give you a double-double. You're going to need the other supporting cast to do something. Seth Curry, you're going to need him to give you some, Evan Turner, Alfred Aminu, Harkless. You're going to need all them guys to contribute because this is a monster they're going up against. This is not just some random team. This is a monster that they're going up against. Game 1 starts on Tuesday at the Oracle. Obviously, Golden State is favored. I'm not sure what the record is during the regular season, but I'm pretty sure it's either tied or Golden State has one up on them. I think from what I've read. The Western Conference Finals come down to can Portland shoot 45 to 55%, 3-pointers at a high volume for 4 games, because that's what's going to be required to beat Golden State. How long is Rodney Hood out there? How long is Rodney Hood out? That is a blow for Portland. You're right about that. You are 100% right about that. What it says on ESPN is that he's day to day. He's day to day, which that is very shaky. You're going to need him. Also on the Warriors front, which could add more firepower for them, Boogie seems to be 100% on coming back. It's not a question of if he wants to come back. Based on a quote from him, he wants to come back. So is it this series? Is it potentially the next series? So what does that mean? You got a lot of interesting storylines. You got some injured players that are potentially looking to come back. So it's an exciting time. Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals are now here. This is even more what we've been waiting for. To see who was going to fight, who was going to face the Warriors. It wasn't a matter of if the Warriors was going to be there. It was a matter of who was going to face the Warriors. And then the other fact of who was going to be coming out of the East. Portland and Warriors are tied 2-2. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Courtney. The Dubs don't need KD. Back to playing Warrior-style ball, says my pops. Now, the Score app says KD could miss 2 games. Unlikely to play game 2. So be on the lookout. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that pans out. Because I think they can win this series without KD. I do not think they can win the NBA championship, though, without KD. Because at the looks of it, it's going to be Giannis on the other side. I don't want to start speaking too soon, but in my thoughts and opinions, I think Giannis and the Bucks are going to the finals. Even if Toronto goes, it's going to be difficult to D up on Kawhi. All right, so that's your NBA playoffs from the weekend. Let's talk about some coaching. Let's talk about a little bit of coaching deals that went down this weekend. Frank Vogel has agreed to a deal, become the next Lakers coach. Okay, when I seen this come across my timeline, at first I was like, who? Who? Frank who? But I do remember him. I do remember Frank Vogel. He was a coach with the Pacers. He also coached Orlando. He ended up getting fired from Orlando. But in my opinion, this is not a premier hire for me. I'm not a Lakers fan. You guys all know that. But this is not a premier hire. If there was someone that the Lakers was going to get, I was not expecting it to be Frank Vogel. I was thinking Jason Kidd, which he is on the staff. I was thinking maybe Juwan Howard, and I was thinking Monty Williams. And obviously Ty Lue, but that didn't go down. That didn't happen. But Frank Vogel that's not an exciting hire. If I'm a Lakers player, I'm not running to the practice court for Frank Vogel.